Hey, what's going on, everybody? And welcome to the live show. Excited that we are here today for another live show where you have the opportunity to tune in and learn how to grow your professional setup. You have the opportunity to ask me any question that you may have, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Right? This is the live where I take live questions. Any questions you may have, right? The things that you're trying to figure out, you're having a hard time doing that. That's what I do. For the folks that are joining me for the very first time, allow me to introduce myself. My name is JP High Tech. I am a global branding expert. I am the founder and CEO of a media company located here in the state of Tennessee called Perfect Zone Productions. And so what we do is we help people, individuals, corporations or small business owners build the premium brand by leveraging technology. So we're talking about, photography, videography, graphic, web design, software development, and one of my favorite things, which is creating content creation, and which is why I'm also the founder of a platform called Content Creators University. So if you're watching me right now, please go ahead and put in a comment section below where you're watching from. I would love to give you a shout out as well. Are you on LinkedIn, Amazon Live, you name it? Let me know. If you didn't know, we are live on Amazon. This is a dedicated Amazon live stream. So we will be addressing the folks on Amazon. And yes, for the folks that are putting in the comment thinking this is a recording, I appreciate it. I take that as a compliment. This is not a recording. This is a true live stream. So I'm looking at you right now. So whatever you are looking at me do live right now, all of this are things that you can do as well. And that's what we do. So everything you see in this studio is right there in the carousel. You can go ahead and click on it and get it, because that's what I'm using right now. So let's go ahead and dive into the things I want to talk about today. And so the very first product that I really want to talk about is the one highlighted right now. And this is the GVM, RGB light. Now, why am I talking about this? The GVM RGB light, folks, a lot of times, right, the mistake I see people make whenever they're trying to have a nice setup or build a professional setup is they get the wrong light. A lot of times people will go ahead and get the ring light. Well, folks, let me just, clear the air here for the folks that didn't know. The ring light is not a videography light. Let me repeat. The ring light is not a videography light. So the reason why you're having some issues with your lighting is because you're getting a photography light. There's a difference between a photography light and a videography light, right? So whenever you're doing a setup, right, if you're a podcaster or you want to have a professional Zoom, right, setup, or, you want to have a clean setup like the one you're looking at me right now do, you need to use a videography light, right? So do not get a photography light. The ring light is not a good light for that. You want to go to a videography light. And, I love RGB, which is why I love the GVM RGB LED light that I have in my studio right now. Why? That creates a mood. The good thing is you can choose any other colors instead of the traditional, white or yellow tungsten type of color. You can really tweak it and really have fun with your setup and bring your personality out. That is what this is all about, right? Whenever you have a setup, you want to put in your personal look, taste, and people will appreciate you for that, because I always say, if your setup cannot speak for you before you open your mouth, then something is missing. Why? You should be able to really convey a message to the folks that are watching you, listening to you and stuff like that without you opening your mouth, so they can connect with you, and people resonate with people, right? So yes, definitely you want to look into this light. I personally love it, right? And I use it all the time. It's on right now. I can show you so that you can see what I'm talking about. That is what I have. Actually, let me grab the side camera here. Let's see, maybe the iPhone. Let's go on the iPhone right there. All right. So this is what I have right here on the side, as you can see, right? And I have two in the studio. So I have one right here and I have another one right there on the stand. And so the way I put it, there's something called trick lighting in cinematography. So when you is not your hair light, is not your keel or fill light, is a light that's off outside of the frame that you place to create or to tell a story, right? To create a specific mood. So you don't see this light, right? This is on my side, my left-hand side, and the other one is on my right-hand side. But on the camera, whenever I put my main camera up, you can tell that something is creating something. I guarantee you, if I turn all the lights off in the studio, you will notice that that light is creating a certain mood on my skin. Right. And that's the trick lighting that you create. A lot of times whenever you watch a movie or you watch a scene, let's say the sunrise, when they're shooting a movie, for example, during the sunrise, and then, they don't have the sun, right? They can create that by just recording the subject in front of a window. And then outside the window, they have a light shining through to mimic the sunrise by having an RGB light, right? That can create that yellow feel, that mood, and then they're created. When you watch it, you think, oh, this was recorded in early morning, but in reality, it was probably recorded, at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. at night or something like that in the morning. And it's just a trick lighting, right? That's something that you want to do, which is phenomenal. Whenever you create, you bring that knowledge or that trick into your studio setup, you will not regret it, folks. It is amazing, really, really amazing. So let's go ahead and talk about this, because a lot of folks are like, okay, how does it work? This is actually very, very easy. So this light is something that, like I said earlier, is a video light, so not a photography light, which has that constant. Right. And one thing that is very, very important whenever you're selecting your light as well is understanding that some lights, because they may not be meant for video or they're not high quality, will be creating that flicker effect, right? Whenever you turn it on the camera, on your screen, you notice that it's flickering. Well, that is something that you do not want to do. You do not want to have in your video. So please make sure that you get the right light. And it can also be used for photography. Right. And the good thing about this is that it has pretty much all the color spectrum is a panel, and it is not hard to set up. It doesn't burn. It doesn't get hot. Right. I use it all the time, folks, all the time. It has a small footprint, which is something that I personally appreciate, because the last thing you want in your studio is having a huge light that's going to take too much space. And one of my favorite things, folks, one of my favorite things is you can control this light with your phone, family. You can control this with your phone. And that is one thing that I always promote, right? Whenever I'm helping people build a professional studio, is get something that's easily accessible. Because sometimes you'll set up things in your studio, you'll have a hard time getting there to turn them on and turn it off. Well, this one, you can control it with your phone, have the app downloaded on your phone, and guess what? You can select any color that you want anytime. And that is something that I personally recommend you do. Again, it's highlighted. Go ahead and check it out. This is phenomenal stuff. All right. And so again, if you have any questions, go ahead and put your questions in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to read your questions, right? And help you guys out with anything you might be working on, or any project, anything that you may have happening. I will love to help you out. So let's continue this show here. Let me see right there. Hey, what's good? I got my friend, the hottest accomplice. Oh wow, this is huge. Let me bring this comment, make it smaller here. How you doing? Thanks for tuning in today. He said, how do you choose between this brand and say Lumcube or other well-known manufacturer? Great question. Well, the thing is that I'm always looking for certain features, right? And I want to stay in a certain price bracket. Okay. Whenever you're building your studio, it gets expensive really fast. Okay. In my studio right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have over 10 lights turned on right now in here. So imagine if they're all on arm and a leg. You're going to end up spending, pulling your skin just to build your studio, right? What I'm looking for is a product that is not going to break the bank, but at the same time, not going to compromise on quality. Image rendering. There's something called true colors, right? And as a cinematographer, we're always looking for true colors, meaning the black should be black, the red should be true red, and so forth, right? So whenever you turn the color on and you create your color combination, I always talk about that because color combination is putting two different colors mixed together creates something, right? And so whenever you use the RGB that I'm using, it creates a certain mood into your studio. So sometimes if your light doesn't have true color rendition, then whenever you mix them up, you will be getting the wrong color, right? That's a no-no. You're looking for the right color whenever you combine them, right? Because understanding that in everything we do, or in your branding kit, right, you should have your primary colors for your branding, your secondary colors, and your complementary supporting colors, right? You need to know those things before you even start selecting what colors to be using in your studio so that everything can be compliant according to your consistency across the board. So when people watch you on video, go to your website, go to the pages that you have and everything, they will be inspired and know that, okay, this person knows what they're doing, right? And they will not feel like they're somewhere else, right? Because that is also something that make a lot of folks lose money or not, get that conversion that they need because they visit you, for example, on Instagram, you look a certain way. On YouTube, you look a different way. Facebook is different, and so forth. That is a recipe for disaster for your branding, right? Recipe for disaster. So again, make sure that you are getting the right things whenever you're building your studio, which is why we're here. Because sometimes some folks think that I'm just selecting things at random in my studio, and in reality, I'm not doing that. Right? Do not select things at random. If you do, you will have problems, right? So, and that's why I'm here. Some things I'll buy them, and I'll based on the description of the product, I'll think it's gonna work a certain way. It happens, ends up not working that way, so I'll return it. And so I'm here to share those experiences with you guys, so you don't waste any money. You make sure that you are getting the right thing. Fantastic light. If you do photography, anything like that, you can take this light to your set and create some amazing image rendition. Mind-blowing, folks. Mind-blowing. Talking about lighting again. Somebody is asking why I'm spending so much time in lighting. Okay, let me come right here and answer that question. Folks, listen. You can buy the most expensive camera on the market, right? If you do not understand lighting, I can tell you one thing. Your images, your video will never look apart. If you do not know, you do not master lighting, and the only thing that you master, right, is your camera, then you always have terrible images. Always. So if you really want to tap into having high quality image, for example, this is not a camera or a traditional camera, right? This is an iPhone that you're looking at right now, right? A lot of times when people watch my stream, they'll be like, no way, that is a phone. Yes, this is a phone. What you're looking at right now is my iPhone 14 Pro Max that I'm using. This is an iPhone right there, right? That you're watching me on. Well, it looks for most people as a professional camera. Why? Simply because the colors were treated. I'm using the color combination philosophy that I just discussed. And on top of that, I'm using a custom LUT on top of this image, right? So whenever you do those type of things, you're bound to have a good image rendition. Because at the same time, when you understand that and you use different brand cameras in your studio, for example, this studio has 5 cameras, right? So those are different brand cameras, but you will have some similarities in the images, right? Consistency as you switch from one camera to another, because you are able to treat the images regardless of the type of brand or camera you're using, right? These are very important things to understand whenever you're selecting your product. So make sure that you are doing the right thing. And I tell people all the time, listen, if you do not have the budget to buy multiple cameras, I highly recommend, if you can afford it, to get the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Even the iPhone 14 Plus will also do the trick. But the 14 Pro Max has everything you can imagine for you to actually have a professional image rendition whenever you do your videos. Stay away from the onboarding webcam or anything like that, because it's just not going to give you a flattering look. And the one thing that you want to do is not just have pretty pictures, because today, the reason what's going to make somebody buy your product is the consistency of what you look like every time you show your face. And especially whenever you jump on a personal private Zoom call. I mean, whenever I do my Zoom, private meetings, my images are the same. They're exactly like this. So whenever you jump on a Zoom call, you want to look like this. Why? Because first of all, you will impress your potential client, right? Second, because of that, you're confirming inside of them that you are indeed the right person for the type of gig or a product or whatever they want to book you for, right? You confirm inside of them that, yes, this is who I was looking for. This person knows what he's talking about. So credibility, right, goes to you. That is vital in business, vital. And these things that I'm using, these things that I have set up, is paying me, is making me money, is helping me convert more people. Why? Because I am taking the time, right, to invest into my branding, invest into the way I show up when I meet with people, invest into my presentation so people can only take me seriously. That's the thing. Just subconsciously, people will understand that if this person is spending so much time and money having such a proper presentation to the things that he's doing, obviously he's serious about what he's doing. And so that is what's going to allow people to want to stop and listen to you, right? Because one thing is you get in the room. One thing is you getting that interview or having the opportunity to sit down and to be heard. Another thing is to stay in that room. So I'm giving you things that's going to allow you to stay in that room, things that are actually going to allow people to listen to you, take you seriously, and actually spend money with you, right? That's the whole thing. Because today, your online presentation is more important than anything else you can imagine. So trust me, if you just want to have like a phone that you can also use as a professional camera, again, go ahead and get this phone right here, the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So you can be doing this type of things. And the good thing is all you need is a phone stabilization system, right? You pair it to your phone and you can carry that with you everywhere you go, where you can put your phone on it, place it in front of it, and you start speaking. Why? Because now if you have, for example, a Mac computer or a MacBook Pro or MacBook laptop or anything like that, you can use your phone as a webcam without any third-party application. So I'm not using any third-party application right now to pair this to my computer, right? At all. And whenever you have Ventura, you will be able to pair your phone to your Mac, which is fantastic, right? And that is something you want to do because whenever you're traveling, right, you can't grab or take all of your heavy duty equipment with you, but you need to be consistent. You have to be consistent. And the great thing is now with our phones, we can be super, super consistent in the things that we're doing, right? Shout out to the folks that are joining us in the comment section below. Hey, thanks for joining us here. Sterling McKinley, what's good, brother? Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. What is the best teleprompter that won't affect the picture quality? I'm about to address that great question, the teleprompter. Yes. Woo! I've tried few of them. I've tried few of them. Right after I talked to you guys about this stand that I'm using, as you can see right there, that's my iPhone right there. As you can see, it's on that stand. And that's the, stabilization system that I am personally using. Whenever I'm traveling, I throw that in my backpack every single time. And go ahead and get this right now, folks. It is just an amazing, it doesn't break the bank, right? This does not break the bank, and you can take it with you. I throw this in my backpack every single time whenever I'm traveling. And so whenever I want to have like a meeting or I want to jump and do a quick video or something like that, this is my go-to, family. This is my go-to. And one thing that I love about it is that it's a true stabilization system. So you can have fun, grab amazing images, footage, and it has something that a lot of these mobile stabilization systems do not have. It has 360 free rotation. 360 free rotation. So you can turn it 360 degrees to capture anything that you're trying to capture. Folks, this is phenomenal. And look at the price. I know prices can change real quick, but you know they have stabilization system for your phones that are way more expensive than this, right? And you can extend this so far, right? If you want to like take something, look at that. You can extend this so far. And there's a button at the bottom. Yeah, you press to snap pictures and things like that, right? This is amazing, folks. Really, really amazing. I love this thing and I cannot recommend this enough, right? So now let's go ahead and answer the question that my friend here, Sterling, asked about the teleprompter. And I just have that highlighted in the carousel right now. Let me go ahead and put that again on the screen. Teleprompter is something that I encourage you to have because that's what I'm using right now. And does allow me to keep the eye contact with you without having to look up, left. You know, I used to, in my previous studio, I used to not have a teleprompter. I used to tell myself, because I'm used to cameras, right? As a cinematographer, I've always used cameras. I've been doing this for over 15 years. And so I told myself, you know what, I'm comfortable with cameras. I don't need a teleprompter. So let me just go ahead and swing it, right? Let me, you know, put just a camera in front of me and use the flip screen. But boy, first of all, is hard to look at yourself through that tiny screen. Second, you cannot maintain eye contact with people easily if you are trying to bring people in, guests, or having a presentation or anything. You have to look into the side to where your computer is. And the second I decided, you know what, enough with this. Let me go ahead and set up a teleprompter in my studio. Everything changed. I mean, everything changed, family. So I want to encourage you to use this teleprompter, Sterling, that I highly encourage. And let me go ahead and show it to you. This is the Glad Gear TMP 100. The Glad Gear TMP 100, right? This is what I highly recommend. One, for the price, you get more than what you bargained for. You get more than what you paid for. Second, it is so great. I mean, and I can tell you right now, it is so good, right? It's not cheaply made at all. And so you feel like you have a quality product, right? And when you set it up, it doesn't have a drastic footprint in your studio. It's not huge or massive in your studio. It has a great size, right? And it does the job. That's the thing, because there are other teleprompters that might be cheaper than this. You buy them, and whenever you position it, you notice that it's not holding properly the weight of the monitor or the tablet or whatever you have to mirror the thing that you're looking at. And it will be bending to the side or trying to fall. I'm not sure if you've ever seen those cheap tripods where whenever you put a camera on them, you notice that the camera is slowly falling to the side. Some of those cheap teleprompters are like that, and it's just a recipe for nightmare. It's terrible. So I encourage you guys to get the right stuff. It is not that expensive, all right? Most of the time it's just $199 like you see right now. Or if there's any deal going on, go ahead and jump on this. But even if you look it up, there's so many tutorials about this online for you to get, purchase, which is amazing. But yeah, ever since I set this up in my studio, I'm just happy. I'm a happy camper, and this is it, right? This is it right there. Is positioned on the tripod right there that you guys don't see. But look, that's all it is. That's it right here. That's it. This is it. Now, of course, whenever you get a teleprompter, a lot of times people will tell you to pair it with use maybe a tablet or something, because you need a screen or something in order to mirror the content right down here, right? And so some people will use a tablet. You can use that, right? If you have a tablet, you can use a tablet and pair it there, an old iPad or something. But I will not really recommend that, simply because if you want to be using it for streams, one thing is you will have to download an application in order for it to work properly with your teleprompter. Second, you have to find a way to maintain power for your tablet, right? So that it doesn't die. And third, it does not natively flip, right? Which is why you need an application. And with that application, you cannot easily pair it with your computer so that you can, bring files from your computer to this screen right here, which is why I personally recommend you using an actual monitor, right? An actual monitor will be the best way for you to go, so that you don't have any of these problems. Again, my job here is to really make you guys' life very, very easy, right? And so I recommend you using a monitor with this. And talking about monitors, what I use with this is the Lilliput A11 is a 10.1 inch monitor that I use. And folks, first of all, this is a professional videography monitor. But here's the thing. It natively inside of it has the mirror feature. So it flips, upside down. That's what you're looking for. And so all you need to do is connect it via HDMI, right? You plug HDMI via to your computer and boom, now you can use that as an extended monitor. So, whenever you connect an additional monitor to your computer, you can either mirror the computer to it or use it as an additional monitor to extend things. What I do is I'm extending things to there. So when you extend that, it's like you've added an additional thing. And whenever you're using your software, you can just mirror, if you're using Ecamm, which is my encoder that I'm using, that you can just output that to additional monitor. And so whatever you do on the computer stays the same. And everything that is happening on the actual monitor, you can see that reflected straight in front of you, which is great, right? And this is a 4K monitor. So what does that mean to you? It means that everything that you put on it is crystal clear. I mean, crystal clear, which is something that I love, right? So this is what I use, folks. And what are the, connectors? Because I said this is a professional, videography monitor that you can use. And as you can see, it has a HDMI, right? In and out. That's very important. And loop out, audio loop out. That's what it has, right? And it also has SDI, 3G SDI in and out. It has a VGA for the folks that, have a VGA connection. You can use that as well. And it is powered. So you have a dedicated power cable where you plug it and you never have to worry about power or, losing power or anything, which is fantastic. Now, if you want to take this to the field and do other things with it, you can also use a battery at the back of it, right? That's what I love. Whenever I'm purchasing products, I want to buy things that will solve multiple problems at the same time. And this monitor gets the job done. And there you go. As you can see, you can use this on top of your camera monitor just like that, or you can just pair that with your, teleprompter just like that, and you will be happy. Is a great tool for you to use, and I love it. It gets the job done. It doesn't break the bank, and it is highly professional, right? And with that, you don't have to download any third-party application or have to think about compatibility or anything. It's meant for that. So you don't have to download anything. You just set it up. All you have to do is go into the menu when you get it and set it up so you mirror it back. But after that, you're good to go. Connect your HDMI cable to it, and there you go. You are a happy camper. Everything is good to go. So that is something that is amazing. Again, folks, if you're joining us, thanks for the folks that are joining us right here on Amazon. I appreciate you guys. And so go ahead and let me know in the comment section if you have any questions. Put it in the comment section. I'm more than happy to discuss those with you guys, because I know there's so much that goes into setting up a studio that if we do not understand exactly what we're doing and why we're doing it, then we'll be having problems thinking what we're doing is the right thing. But in reality, it isn't, right? And so I'm here to help you guys make the right decision, right? And not waste money. That's the thing. I don't want you to waste any money, family. I want you to save the money that you have, right? Save your money and get the things that are going to do the job, and I have to scratch your head and wonder, oh snap, did I get the right product, right? Is this the right thing? Is this what I'm supposed to get? And all of that. You don't want to go through all of that, which is why I'm here. So we all want to grow. We all want to build a premium setup, but a lot of times we don't think about these things, and then we start having a bad experience. So let's go ahead and discuss another product here that I encourage people to have, right? I truly encourage people to have. And it is having your stream deck, right? Your Elgato stream deck. It is highlighted right now in the carousel. And folks, the stream deck is just a product that you want to have. And I understand, right? Understandably so. Wow, what a word. And I'm shaking my table right now. But it is important to understand that the stream deck will really change your life. A lot of times people don't realize it's not just for streaming. The stream deck is just a device that allows you to control your computer, your light, and several features of the electronic products that you have in your office, right? Push button easy. You're able to do things. That's what I use whenever I'm going live. That's why I just press right now, to flip the cameras around. That's what I'm doing, because the last thing you want to do if you're in a meeting or you're doing a live stream is to take your mouse, right, and be looking on the computer trying to find a product. Not a product, but trying to find and click on something that you're trying to show, or if you're doing a presentation or anything like that. It's just distracting. It doesn't look very professional when you do that. And ease of use, right? Like, we really are getting all these equipment to make our lives easier. That's the whole purpose of this, right? I always say you need to get things that are going to make your life easier, complement the things that you do, right? Not get in the way. So when it comes down to really elevating the things that we do, definitely we want to get a stream deck. And somebody asked me the other day that the person was actually commenting and said that their stream deck for them is not solving the problem. And I asked the person, well, what problem do you have? They said that they want to use the stream deck to be going on the web and pulling specific application up. Well, that's something that you need to understand. You can pull up any web browser with the stream deck as you see fit, right? You can really link it to any URL. If you guys are looking for a tutorial on how to use the stream deck, I have a tutorial on my YouTube channel at JP High Tech. You can go ahead and watch it. But yes, if you want to link this to a specific web URL, you can do that, right? You can just link it to it. But if there's a third-party plugin, of course, on the web that you want to launch, you may not be able to do that. However, this allows me to do pretty much everything that you can think of. If I want to use, for example, me in my daily tasks every day here at the office, I use softwares like Final Cut Pro, Photoshop, Adobe After Effects, and things like that. So whenever I want to launch those softwares or those applications, all I do is just click on the button right here, and it opens up right away. When I want to open my browser, right? If I want to open Facebook or any Amazon or any application that is available on my computer, I simply click on a button and it opens, that software, that application instantly, right? I mean, is a no-brainer there. So that is something that I highly recommend you guys using, because if I want to put this front camera, for example, here, I just press the button and boom, there we go, right? I have it right there. Now, if you're wondering well, let me give you a closer look. This is it. This is just a little device right there that I'm using, right? Let me go ahead and zoom in so you guys can see right there. Look at that. Right there. This is what I'm using, folks. And with this, you can just do anything. Let me press on this button so you can see live how this is making my life a whole lot easier. I don't have to worry about, right? Right there. Look at this, is amazing. So I have this always seated on my desk right here, right? Which is easy. It's easy to, control. It's easy to use once you understand how it works. And the beauty of this thing, folks, is that you can, let me go ahead and reset this camera back to 0 or where it was. The beauty of this thing is that you can actually set it up to auto open certain applications and your lights in your studio. As we know, Elgato also have lights, right? And so I use Elgato lights in my studio. And so the beauty of this thing is if you have the same brand lights in your studio, you're able to pair this with them and use these to turn your lights on and off, which is amazing because as you do that, now you don't have to walk towards your light and manually turn it on or do anything. You can remotely just do that and you are good to go. So think about that for a second, right? Let me see right here. I see another question here from Marine In and Out. What's good, Marine In and Out? Thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning into the live. And I am seeing here that you're probably joining us here on another platform here, probably on YouTube, something like that. So let me go ahead and pull your question up. If you could be a fictional character, who would you be? I love that question, Marine In and Out. See, this is what I love. People asking fun questions like that. So, well, let me ask you, which character would you think I will be, right? No, seriously, I love superheroes, right? I'm not sure you notice in my studio here, but I have a lot of superheroes, right here on this shelf back here, right? And so I have a lot of superhero characters. Let me back up for you to see. Right there. So I have Captain America right here. I have Spider-Man. I have the Hulk. I have Ant-Man right here. And I also have, the one who I'd rather not say his name. He snapped his finger. And if you know anything about superheroes, right? Snap his finger, the whole world just vanish, right? And so I have those superheroes and I love that, right? And one of my favorite superheroes that I don't actually have here, I need to go ahead and purchase it, is Superman. Superman, and of course, my children also love superheroes, right? And so, folks, if you really, want to know if I can choose one of them, I would say Superman. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I will be Superman. Oh, there we go. You can now see it right there. Look at that. You see, they're right there. That's Spider-Man right there, as you can see, right? But Superman, he disguised himself, Kal-El. If you know his story, you know that there was a time of his life where his earthly father, right, got stuck in the whirlwind, right, in a tornado where he passed away. He had the ability to save his life, but he didn't. He tried. His earthly father told him to stop. And has always told him that the powers that he has will be needed for the world one day. It is important. He taught him that it was important to understand the use of his power and the time in which he's using the power, right? And that's something that I relate a lot with. Because one thing is to develop a skill. One thing is to know how to do something. Another thing is to use your skill, your knowledge in the wrong time. So the time in which we're doing things is important. A lot of times, we'll have that feeling in our heart that it is time for us to do something, right? But we keep delaying that. And whenever we finally decide to go ahead and do it, it doesn't have the same effect that it was supposed to have, simply because we did it outside of the time of God, outside of the right time that we're supposed to, use that skill, use that knowledge. And so that's why I pretty much identify with the story of Kal-El, Superman, from Krypton. So hopefully that answers your question. You know how passionate I am about this. So I love it. If you guys have any additional questions, go ahead and put those things in the comment section. And I would love to answer your questions, family. That's what we're here for. Ask me anything, right? So that's the title. You can ask me anything you want, and I'll answer you live. If it has nothing to do with the studio setup, that's fine. If you just want to learn to know me, that's fine as well, right? That's something that I appreciate. Let me go ahead and turn the brightness of this camera up a little bit right here, right? So you can see a little better. But yeah, I wanted to go ahead and show you guys this angle. And I know whenever I put this angle up, there, a couple of things that you will notice here, right? That I have in my studio. And I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about that because I mean, what good behind the scenes live video will it be if I did not mention anything regarding cameras, right? So we're going to go ahead and talk about cameras a little bit right now. And for the folks that are always wondering, what is my main camera that I have in the front here? This is my Sony a6100. See, a lot of folks think they have to go ahead and jump on the latest and greatest camera in order to have a high quality image or something top of the line. But no, that's not the case. You really do not need to do that. So if you can get this camera, trust me, if you pair this with the 16mm Sigma 16mm f1.4 lens, which I'm about to talk about in a minute, trust me, you will be happy because the Sony really allows you to do a lot of things. The autofocus on this camera is fantastic. It is a 4K camera, right? The images straight out of the box are amazing. Of course, you have to do some color treatment to your camera, right? So that you can have that custom white balance set up. But I'm telling you, even if you didn't master any of those stuff and then you decided to just use this camera straight out of the box, your live streams will be phenomenal. And that is what I have right behind my teleprompter at the back there. I'm sure you can see it. And so I'm using this lens right here. And this lens is the Sony Sigma 16mm f1.4. Why am I using this specific lens? Because a lot of folks do not have a huge space in their room. And this is not a big room. It's not that big. And so if you want to create, right, the mood to make people feel as if your room was bigger than it is, this lens does it. Why? Because the width, it is super wide. Even though it's just right here, see, I can touch it. It's just right here. It is super wide, right? So even though super close to me, it doesn't feel like it's all up in my face. That's one. Two, right? It is a fast lens. So the autofocus is amazing and it doesn't require a whole lot of lighting, right? Which is something that I love because the last thing you want is a lens that it is a slow lens, slow meaning it could be 2.8 or 4 f4, and those type of lenses will require a whole lot of lighting in order to achieve what we're achieving here. And if you understand any type of cameras, when you bring your aperture down, now you can create the bokeh effect where you can still see my background, but you notice that I am more in focus than my background. It's because of this fast lens and allow me to bring the aperture down that you can create the bokeh effect, which is fantastic for videos because it kind of position you as the authority figure on camera, right? That's what one thing you want to create because trust me, all of this will look different if everything was in the same focus. If the background and the foreground were at the same level of sharpness, I will look completely different. So what you want to do is create this separation between the background and the foreground so people can still see what's happening behind you, but not too distracted by it and know that the focus should be on you, the subject that's speaking to them. So that's why I love this lens. And so go ahead and get it. The Sigma 16mm f1.4 paired with the Sony camera. Folks, I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong with this camera. And of course, there's another camera here that I have in the studio, right? Which is the Canon R5 that I use. Again, the Canon R5 is what I use in here. And this is it right there, right? What's good, my man? Robert Kennedy, RK3 in the house. Hello to you, man. Appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate you dropping in today. We're here answering any questions live for the folks that really want to, level up their brand. And I'm explaining to folks exactly why I do the things that I do the way that I do them, right? I know that's a mouthful, but yeah, this camera right here is my Canon R5. Now, for the folks that don't know, I do photography, right? And this is my professional photography lens. And so this is what I use, right, with my photography. And folks, when we're talking about photography, it is something that I love. So I can really jump into this and we can start saying a whole lot of things, but it gets the job done. So the primary use of this camera is for work. But whenever it's not making me money, whenever I'm not using it on a set or on a project, on a branding shoot or anything like that, I have it seated right here, right? And the good thing about this camera is because it has an 8K sensor, right? And so whenever you position it to do video, you can only get great image quality out of it. And right now I have it paired with the RF 24 to 70. Right, we're right here on Amazon RK3. If you want to hop on Amazon, I have everything showing in the carousel right now. And one other things that I want to tell you guys is I have my two favorite lenses. Is this one, the RF 24 to 70 with my 85 millimeter. Let me go ahead and get it. All right, my 85 millimeter. Whoo, this lens is phenomenal. Look at it. This lens, my RF 85 millimeter, honestly, well, let me show you some of my work so you can see what I mean by this lens does amazing stuff. I mean, this lens just, whoo, it captures the images in such a beautiful way that you can't go wrong with it. So let me go ahead and show you. Yeah, RK3. This is a beast of a lens. Whenever I'm doing my photography project, this always stays, it stays with me. So let me go to my website and show you guys. Let me go to my portfolio real quick so you guys can see what this lens can do. Right? If you didn't know it already, look at this. Right? Check this out. Look at these images. Right? Of course, they've been color corrected, but I'm telling you, this lens, yo, look, this is an amazing lens. Look at that. It is so massive. It is so heavy as well. And this is high quality stuff. Check it out, right? So if you're like, yo, JP, you have amazing image quality whenever you're doing your photography, what are you using? Well, I'm telling you right now, this is one of my lenses that I use. Just amazing. Yeah, RK3, you got to stop by so that we can make you look $1 million, man. Whenever you're in Tennessee, hit me up. Just hit me up. We can connect, and grab some shots for you real quick. That'll be fantastic. But yeah, one thing that I say is that we need headshots, right? And there are some folks that will take headshot and keep the headshot for 5 years. It's not realistic, right? Don't do that. I would say your headshot maximum, keep it for 2 years, maximum, right? Go ahead and change it. But look at the quality of the images that you get with this lens. I love it. I mean, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. Here we go. See, he tells you, and for the folks that don't know, RK3 is another professional as well. And he just said it. He said, I do a photo shoot every year. Tell him RK3. Every year. Because we change, right? It just does not make any sense that, we will be shooting once every 5 years or once every 2 years or stuff like that. No, first of all, we change as people and we have to maintain the quality of the work that we're presenting to folks. Right. And so people want to see the true us, which is why in branding, it is recommended at a very minimum every 2 years, if not ever, go and get fresh branding. And so, yeah, folks, this lens right here. I love this lens. Of course, the gear doesn't do the job, but you need also to know what you're doing and have good gear, which is going to make your life easier. I'm all about working smart, not working hard, right? So if we can work smart, if we can get things, I know it's expensive. So I'm not telling you to jump or go ahead and get a $3,000, $4,000 lens like this, but if you can't afford it, with this lens, I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong. right? Now, for the folks that are like, yo, how can I work with you, JP? All you got to do is go to my website, jphightech.com, jphightech.com. Go there. If you want to book me and my company's name is Perfect Zone Productions. Let's go ahead and do that. Somebody's asking where are we located? All right, let me just do something real quick that I know will help a whole lot of folks. So this is my browser. I'm going to go on google.com, right? So simply go on Google if, you want to find us. And my company name, like I was saying, is Perfect Zone. I can type today, Productions, right? Once you put in Perfect Zone Productions, this is us right there, right? That's the website. That's my company, Perfect Zone Productions. And we are located in the state of Tennessee, right? And what we do is videography, photography, branding, graphic design, web design, software development, mobile application development, online marketing, implementation, content creation, social media management, you name it, we do all of that. And so go ahead and check us out, Perfect Zone Productions. That's me right there. You can check our work out, see what we do, how we do it, and we really love what we do. I'm telling you, if you're all about leveling it up your stuff, you want to have a high-end production, we'll be more than happy to work with you, folks. Go ahead, come through, connect with us. You will not regret it, right? It's just something that we love. And I am honored to surround myself with truly, truly talented folks, right? Talented individuals that, let me show you a picture of me that I personally love. Right there. I love that picture. So yeah, family, go ahead and grab yourself good gear that are really going to complement your amazing work that you're doing, really going to show the world that, yes, you mean business. It's just something that is important whenever we're, creating content or whenever we're boosting our brand. And, this show is about growing our brand and understanding why we're doing certain things and the way we're doing them. So I highly, highly encourage you to do that. Now, somebody's like, yo, JP, you mentioned earlier that you use your custom LUT. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So you can get your custom LUT. If you wanted to do so, you can definitely get your custom LUT. All you have to do is go to my website, jphightech.com/custom LUT, right? So I can show you why this is important, right? So for example, you see this image right here. I'm using Ecamm, right? I have my custom LUT that's turned on right now. If I take it off, you see that even though this camera is nice, look, it just changed the mood of this camera. If I bring it back on, you see, it's adding the little touch to it. Let me put this main camera up for you guys to see. For example, look at this camera. So I have my LUT right here. I'm about to take it off. See, this is the original image quality of this camera. So if you're like, yo, JP, I got the same camera, but I'm not getting the same image quality as you, it's because you need something. And one of my secrets is a custom LUT. So I can bring this back up. And as you can see, gradually, my custom LUT is giving me what I need. Bam. Look at this. Right now, if you want your own custom LUT, like I said, you can book my company and we can create a custom LUT for you. All you have to do is go to my website, jphightech.com/custom LUT, and you can go ahead and get your own custom LUT right there. And we can do it for you, which is amazing. Why is it important to get your own custom LUT? Well, it is so important at so many levels. I love what you said, RK3. You said brings, let me see. Let me bring the comment up here. It said brings out your brown, beautiful skin. You already know, man. This skin is amazing. We gotta represent the skin the right way. Not having some pale looking, skin in here. Even though, the encoder that I use, Ecamm Lab, does a great job with this, we still need to, represent the right way. So this is important that we bring that out. So let me show you. Let me show you why. On this website, we show you why it is important. Whenever you have your setup, creating everything, If you were to go online and bought a third-party LUT, it will work. However, that LUT was not created with your specific studio in mind, your specific setup, your specific skin tone, your specific colors, your specific mood. Because whenever you create a LUT, either you want a corporate look, a cinematic look, a fun look. There's so many looks that you can create, right? And was it created for indoor use or outdoor use? There's some LUTs for outdoor shoots. There's some LUTs for indoor, right? All of that is important. That's why you need to have your own customly created LUT. And with that, you know you can't go wrong because it puts everything about you in perspective and you get the best resolution. So the website, I can go ahead and put it on the screen. Again, if you guys want me to go ahead and do that, right, is, let me put it right here, jphightech.com/custom LUT, right? jphightech.com/custom LUT. This is it. I'm doing it live so you guys can see. This is where you go. jphightech.com/custom LUT. Go ahead and get yourself this. And we explain more, in here, why is it important to get that and get the best experience out of your image. I mean, everybody wants to look the best on camera. But sadly, most people that will talk to you about the way to look the best on camera will not tell you these secrets. But I'm giving you all the secrets so that you guys can really understand what it takes to look top of the line. You buy all the cameras, you buy all those stuff, and you put everything up, and you're like, oh, something is missing. Well, color correction is important. If you don't treat your colors right, you can have the best cameras in the world. Something will be missing. It will look okay. Don't hear me wrong. Without this, your image will look okay, but it will not look the best. The thing is to get everything you can out of your camera. Again, the website is jphightech.com/custom LUT. Go ahead, get your own custom LUT today. You won't regret it, family. This is something that I can spend hours talking about. We can get into the nitty and gritty about image coloration, or skin, understanding which type of skin you're treating whenever you're lighting your scene, all those things. I don't want to get too technical with you guys. But yeah, those are basic things that we all need to understand and have, so you don't feel like you're never getting a return on your investment. Yes, you will get a return on your investment if you truly take the time to implement the things that we're talking about in these live streams, and you will not regret using the equipment that I am personally recommending for you guys to use. And one of those is the Sony a6100, the Canon R5. Yeah, these are amazing tools to use. Now, surprisingly, there's another camera that a lot of folks don't talk about that you can also use on your setup. You've noticed it. If you can guess it in the comment section, let me know, right? But there's a camera right there. Let me go ahead and show it to you. Real quick. Right here at the back, that camera that's back there that's showing all of this is a camera that's somewhat forgotten by content creators today. It's from Lumix. Anybody can guess which camera this is? Almost. Robert Kennedy said your phone. Almost. Yeah, I understand you say your phone because lots of phone now provide us with this quality, similar quality, right? G7 is Lumix. G7 almost, man. Almost is the GH5. This is the Panasonic GH5 that I'm using right now. Look at that. Fantastic camera. Fantastic camera. And look at the image that you can get with it. In this day and age, you really can use, yep, that's the GH5 that I'm using, Robert. That's the GH5 that I'm on right now. And the beauty of this thing is, it is amazing. It pairs very well with the Camlink, which is my capture card that I'm using, and it gets the job done, right? It gets the job done. So don't think, again, you need to go get a super expensive camera, because now you can get the GH5, depending on where you get it from, for a really decent price, right? So Go look for the GH5, and I promise you, you will not regret using this type of cameras. Yep, you guessed it right, Robert. You guessed it right because you went G7. I used to have the G7 as well, but I sold it, and I kept the GH5, placed it over there, and the GH5 just doing the job for me very nicely. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, a lot of times people don't think about these cameras, and the GH5 is just a phenomenal camera that I know a lot of people will love, because I do have some folks in my community that ask. They said they have the GH5, but everybody talks about Sony most of the time. So they're wondering if they will they should go ahead and get a Sony camera or use the GH5. No, I tell them, no, don't do that. Yeah, you're right, Robert. RK3 saying that I actually prefer the Lumix picture warmth, but the Sony autofocus can't be beat. That's the thing. The autofocus of the Sony is really next level compared to the Lumix, but you're correct. The Lumix, the GH5 has an amazing picture quality. The warmth in there is very nice. And with this day and age, you can use any of these amazing cameras and create phenomenal piece of art, right? If you color correct your image correctly, you apply the lighting, you do everything supposed to with the proper lighting. We talked earlier about videography lighting. If you apply those things and have a good lens attached to it, I'm telling you, the image quality is phenomenal coming out of the camera. So I told folks in my community, you don't need to go buy Sony, because even though the Sony autofocus is better, this also has autofocus that's amazing. Amazing autofocus right there. Right? And it works, because especially if you're doing Zoom calls, right? You're jumping on Zoom or you're doing podcasts and stuff like that. It's not like you're running or you're moving that much, right? So really you can use it and it works perfectly. It doesn't even hunt or struggle too much, right? So folks, go ahead and check it out. Go ahead and check this out, the Lumix GH5, a 4K camera that you can use today, right? Amazing camera, folks. Amazing camera. Again, it is highlighted in the carousel on Amazon that we're on right now, Amazon Live, and go ahead and check it out. I love this camera. You don't have to go and get the latest and greatest. No, just get this. It doesn't break the bank, and not only you can use this for your online streaming and stuff like that, but you can use this for photography, videography, if you're getting started in these things, and get amazing image quality. A lot of times people don't realize is the lenses that you're using that is reading something specific. So a lot of times the kit lenses are not the greatest, which is why you need to get a dedicated lens that will give you the right thing, and you should be good to go. All right, RK3, thanks for stopping by, man. We'll see you next time. Was good having you on board. We're also almost done with this live stream as well. I know I mentioned to you guys that I'm using the Elgato Cam Link as well to broadcast my live stream. So that's what I'm using as my capture card. That's my capture card that I have my camera linked to, because your camera in essence is not a webcam, but if you link it to a good quality, right, capture card, then your images will be amazing. And so we need to link it to a very, very good capture card. And one of the best ones you can get is the Elgato Cam Link. And why is it important? Because if you get like a 1080p capture card or a third party, it will downgrade or degrade the image quality, the resolution of your image, right? It will degrade it, and you do not want to. You don't want to do that. You really don't. So please, I'm gonna ask you, do not degrade the image quality after buying such a nice camera by getting a cheap capture card. Go ahead and spend the money, get yourself a good 4K Elgato Cam Link capture card, put your camera on 4K, link it to this, and the images will be exactly what it will look like. Because I did have some folks that made this mistake in the past. They got the equipment that I recommended, but they didn't get the correct capture card. They went ahead and, chipping it out and got a cheap capture card. And what happened next is they're complaining about the image quality. They're like, their image does not look like mine. Well, that's one of the reasons why your images do not look like yours, right? Because you did not get the correct capture card. Get this, hook your camera to it, and your images will be amazing. All right, family. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this live stream that I have on for you guys today. I'm about to end the live stream with the last product that we don't usually talk about, and that is the computer that is running all of this. And I always tell folks, if you can, go ahead and get yourself the Mac M1 Mini if you can purchase it. It doesn't break the bank. If you're serious about podcasting, you're serious about streaming, the M1 Mac Mini or the M2, right? Doesn't matter. Will get the job done for you. It is a phenomenal computer and it does not break the bank, family. Go ahead and get it today. You will not regret it. And this is what I use. This is what is running everything that I'm doing. This is a computer on which I have 5 cameras connected, 7 external hard drives, 5 lights, and a whole bunch of other devices in this studio that you guys can see right now. This is a camera that's running everything that you see right now in the studio, right? This is the computer that's running everything that you see right now in the studio. And this is the M1 Mac Mini, 16 gigabyte RAM. I repeat, 16 gigabyte RAM, right? Future-proof your investments, like I always say. Go ahead and get yourself 16 gigabyte RAM. I'm telling you, folks, you won't have to look back anymore or Mac Studio. But I know the average person can afford the 16 gigabyte RAM Mac Mini if you're serious about streaming, you're serious about doing the things the right way. Or if you're like, you know what, JP, I want to be traveling, so I do not want to have a stationary computer. I just want something mobile. Well, in that case, make sure that you stay in the M1 ecosystem, right? Which is important, and go ahead and get yourself a MacBook Pro, right? That's what I use. I use my MacBook Pro, which I have right now, right here. And with my MacBook Pro, I travel all the time. It's an M1 MacBook Pro as well that I'm using. I went ahead and highlighted this product in the card as well. But this is what I'm using, my MacBook Pro. And my MacBook Pro gets the job done, right? It gets the job done, and you cannot go wrong with this. Right? So go ahead and get yourself a good M1 computer. If you can, again, get the 16 gigabyte RAM, which is crucial. Because with this, you can travel. Every time that I'm leaving the studio, I grab my MacBook Pro, I'm out. So even if I need to do anything serious, I need to edit anything, right? Hardware intensive, the M1 handles anything you can throw at it. I edit raw files. For the folks that do videography professionally, if you want to be editing raw files on Final Cut Pro, you can edit raw files on Final Cut Pro using your M1 Mac Mini. And it does not even choke or have a hiccup. It plays the files like butter. So go ahead and get yourself something this decent if you want to have a laptop, and stop with the Intel-based stuff for right now. Because, Apple's not manufacturing Intel-based anything anymore. And the last thing you want, right, is to be spending money on something that is not going to be supported any longer. All right. So please, folks, go ahead and get yourself this M1. I'm telling you, folks, you will be so happy that you did, and come back and thank me. All right. Make sure that you follow us right here on Amazon or everywhere else. We are available everywhere as well. Right. Go and follow us if you appreciate this type of live streams. Well, we appreciate you too. All right. Make sure you come back and see us, because this is where we're getting back to the end of our live stream. And so I want to go ahead and thank you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We appreciate you guys. I had fun answering your questions and talking about your branding and why we have certain things, and I'll see you the way it is, and asking JP anything to level up, grow your brand with JP. This is it. I'll see you again next time for another episode here. Be safe. Like I always say, folks, shalom. See you next time. Peace.
What's up, y'all? This is your man, Lionel. I am super excited that I had the opportunity to work with my man, JP High Tech. Man, JP was absolutely fabulous. I mean, from start to finish, he was instrumental in helping me to understand not only what my mission, what my vision is, but how to communicate that visually. So one of the examples I give you real quick is that JP helped me a lot with my look, with the LUT. That's how I started out with JP. As you can see right now, look overexposed, too much light. It's spilling over into the background. You can look really, you can see the chair in the middle, to boom, this right here gave me my natural skin color, natural texture. Just a wonderful, wonderful a piece of working with JP. So what I really liked about him is that he not only helped me to show visually what it is I wanted to do, but he actually walked me through the process to hear what it is I was trying to do. And then he spent over 4 hours. Think about that. 4 hours working with me one-on-one to help me get it looking to where I wanted to look, where I could invite guests onto my platform as well. So I highly recommend JP High Tech, not only for your personal branding and your website and all of those things, but I recommend JP because he's personable, he's direct to show you exactly where you need to go and how you need to go there, but he's also super professional from start to finish. I see professionalism. So I highly recommend JP, and I know you guys will like him too. If you have any questions for me, let me know, but definitely JP is the man we work with. If you have any questions, let me know. Peace.